Fall is in full swing. Schools are full of kids and colds. And for families, fall means raking leaves, football, and maybe the flu.
Yeah, that's right. It's that time of year when stuffy headaches and body aches abound, with fall and winter respiratory season reaching from October through mid-May. Did not know that. Yeah. It's less of a matter of if, but when we experience these symptoms. And we've got pharmacist Amy Lynn Safety joining us with tips on preparing our over-the-counter toolkit without throwing money down the drain. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so what are some of the symptoms that we're seeing for this cold and flu season?
Yeah, so there is a difference between having a cold and having the flu. So if you have just a cold, you might have symptoms like congestion, a headache, feeling tired, or maybe even a runny nose. But if you have the flu, those symptoms are intensified and usually coupled with body aches, a fever, and you really just don't feel well. So now's the time of year to make sure we're taking care of ourselves by getting enough sleep, eating right, and of course, staying hydrated.
Yeah, those are some big ones. And you also suggest that we should have a toolkit for cold and flu season at home. So what should be in our toolkit, doctor?
Yeah, so the first thing before we start packing our toolkit is to make sure we get our flu vaccine. So getting your flu vaccine is the best way to protect not only yourself, but the people around you. And the CDC recommends that everyone 6 months and older get that vaccine. So it's a really good idea to make sure you keep everybody healthy. But of course, even though we might get exposed to things throughout the season, you want to make sure you have some products on hand to help make sure that you're feeling your best when you need it. So I usually like to have things like pain relievers, nasal decongestants, and of course, electrolytes. So if I'm not feeling good, I have something ready to go.
Okay, good.
That's great to know. If we do have some of those items in our medicine cabinet, should we be concerned about the expiration date? I'm thinking of my medicine cabinet in particular.
Same.
Yes. You definitely want to make sure you're checking those dates. When it comes to your medicine cabinet, it's different than checking dates for items in your refrigerator. So it's not like sour milk or moldy cheese, but if it is expired, it will be less potent. So it might not necessarily hurt you, but it also might not help you. So it's a good idea to check those dates, because if you're feeling sick, you want to make sure you have something that's effective and ready to make you feel better.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And speaking of that, whenever I get sick, I'm like, just give me everything at once to make me feel better, right? But maybe there are some medicines that we shouldn't mix together when we have a cold.
Yeah. So when you have a cold and you might go for that combination cough cold product, there are usually sometimes 4 or 5 ingredients in those formulations. So you want to make sure you're not double dipping. What I mean by that is if there is a pain reliever, for example, in your combination product, you don't want to take an extra pain reliever separately. Same thing goes for things for antihistamines, mucus. So just make sure you're reading the label and paying attention to those ingredients. And also, if you're worried about drug interactions, it's always a good idea to stop and talk to your CVS pharmacist first before purchasing anything, because there are certain medications, if you take things for example, high blood pressure or certain antidepressants, there might be ingredients over the counter that are not safe for you. So always a good idea to chat with your pharmacist first.
Yeah,
oh, absolutely.
Good tip.
Now, I've always wondered this. What about like store brand versions versus brand names? Is there a difference? Yeah. Can we trust those the same?
Yes, you can absolutely trust the store brand. So the store brand has to undergo the same testing for safety and efficacy as the leading national brand through the FDA. So with our CVS store brand items, the packaging has been updated, so it's really easy to see what you need for the entire family. And you get the same great relief from those symptoms, and you get to save money as well. So it's definitely a win-win.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I love that part.
And oftentimes they're a little more affordable as well.
Yeah.
If we're curious about anything that you've talked about today, maybe some of those products, where can our audience go to learn more?
Yeah, if viewers want to learn more, you can visit cvs.com or pop into your local CVS.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Safety.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I got to check my
I know. I need to refresh.
Do a little update.
Yeah, update on my toolkit for sure. I'm sure I got some expired stuff in there. That's right.